This is a psychology article that I read. It's from creativitypost.com/psychology. But it breaks motivation up into two psyches of our brains. So it's literally two areas. There's extrinsic and intrinsic. Now, they sound like kind of big words, but if you think about it really, like extrinsic would be your exterior. What that stands for is basically like monetary success, having financial gain, appearing attractive to other people, making sure that other people like you, basically like your outside appearance, exterior. And then intrinsic is more of an internal feeling. So it's about, making connections with people, finding a life path or goal motivations for self, really looking internally. So these are the two ways that we kind of separate motivation. So if we take that into consideration, along with the 16 basic values, then we can kind of see where we lie with our values, and then sort of see why we behave the way that we do. And honestly, one that really stood out to me on the list that I put a mark next to it is the tranquility one. Like, I feel like that should, and it's funny that that's the last listed one. I mean, like I said, they're in no particular order, but I feel that tranquility for self should be up there, because what did we say in one of our other videos, that if we're not filled, how can we fill other people?
Yes.
So you accomplish more, you get more done, you're more focused.
There was the study where if you take some time out for yourself and you get that more extra sleep, even one extra sleep is gonna give you like 2 to 3 times extra energy to create what you need to get done, and you're more productive if you get time.
Absolutely. And can I point out
I saw that recently.
I was just going to say, can I point out too, off of that comment, I love that you just said that, because one of my big promoting things right now for myself, for my life, that has helped me be where I'm at right now, has helped me keep focus and to just like be where I want to be mentally, is meditation. And honestly, along with the sleep thing, if you take time out of the day to actually meditate, which is it's a practice too. It's not something that just comes with ease right away. It's something that I've worked on, because my mind was never quiet. I have like the loudest mind ever. I used to have to tell myself to shut up all the time. That wasn't the way to go, because my mind didn't want to listen to me.
That's my mantra when I meditate. I'm like, shut up, shut up.
No,
shut up.
that's not a good one. I mean, not that it's not a good one, but you want to like come at it because nobody likes to be told what to do, right? Even ourselves don't like to tell ourselves what to do. So we have to like make ourselves think that we came up with the idea, So basically, just practicing, taking it little by little. I listen to guided meditations.
Yes.
I do lots of those.
That's the only thing I can do.
And also
at my level right now.
And focusing on breathing, practicing like breathing awareness. And I'm actually going to do a whole video on meditation, so you guys can definitely look into that one to see how you can tap in. I truly feel that meditating and that coloring and doing those positive things for yourself is sort of like exercising or running. We're all apprehensive about it to start with. We're like, oh, I don't feel like doing that. But then if you like force yourself to do it and you make it happen afterwards, you're like, oh, I feel so much better. I'm so glad I did that.
See, the funny thing is you don't have to ask me twice. Like, I have no hesitation. I'll like doodle anywhere all the time. Like,
right.
I always have something in my purse. Yeah. Like, I will be the girl out at the bar while everybody's off drinking. I'm drawing.
Right.
I'll like take my stuff,
which is awesome.
Like, when I go to the diner, I always doodle on stuff. Like, I always have everything.
That's awesome. Some people are like that. Not everybody's like that. So some people have to work a little bit harder to find their creative flow. And maybe it's not drawing. Maybe you like to paint. Maybe you like to make music. Maybe you like to... There's tons of creative outlets where you can express yourself and feel good and get in a meditative state. So...
It just kind of happens to be my thing is artwork and drawing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm not that great of a writer.
And some people are great writers, express themselves through poetry and different things like that. So as you can see, Emily's got a lot of drawings that are kind of hanging around. These are all original art pieces.
See, what I do is when I'm finished a piece, I like to live with it before I know that it's complete. So that's why these are hanging up with thumbtacks, is because I'm not ready to let them be framed or be finished, because I want to make sure that they're the right thing. Like, it's got every detail that it needs, so that's why I live with it. I need to live with it. So that's why it's really cool when I take it off the wall and send it to somebody else. Like, I've lived with it, so now it's your turn, and I think that's so rewarding to me.
Yeah.
It's rewarding, like, money, whatever. It's like when somebody has something of my soul in their house, and it makes them smile and happy, and they can reflect on things, or it makes them feel a certain way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Art is definitely a major thing in making people feel emotions and just different things when you look at a piece of work. The colors that go into it, the theme of the picture, and all types of different things. One of my favorite things to do at festivals is to go and look at the artwork of the artists, because it can be so many different things. It can be political, it can be life, it can be nature, it can be absolutely anything that you want it to be. And that's the beautiful thing about art, is that whatever modality you're choosing to work in, whatever medium you choose that you want to express yourself in, you're giving a piece of yourself, and you're, letting people see a side of you that maybe not everybody does, and it's beautiful, and it's something that helps definitely the psyche.
So a couple of tips to get in what that I use. Not that you have to, but I'm gonna let you know what I feel. I have my little art setup, which has like everything that I could probably need. This is literally 10% of my art supplies. I have a walk-in closet that's full. I have shelves.
It's true, she does.
I am an art supply addict. I am Emily, and I am an art supply addict.
First step is admission.
It's true. I told my friend Paige, I was like, you need to create something. Like, let me help you, because she just moved back from Hawaii, so a lot of the stuff she doesn't have anymore. And I'm like, come shopping in my closet, please. Like, take some of my stuff, because I have so much.
So, ways that you get yourself in the zone.
Ways to get in the zone. I have little candles over here. So I'll light my little candle. I have essential oils. It has a lot of lavender in this, and it's also...
Lavender's calming for anxiety.
Yeah, and here.
Thank you. And this is mixed with a carrier oil.
Yes,
it's
coconut.
Yes, because essential oils aren't necessarily the best thing to put directly on your skin.
Yes.
So you mix it with something like an almond oil or a coconut oil.
Yeah.
And then you can put it on your hands, palms, back of the neck.
Your feet.
Candles actually really put, watching flame and having flame around you, there's something very therapeutic and very mesmerizing and meditative about flame.
Yeah. Give me the warmth in my heart.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it creates a warmth, absolutely.
Yeah,
so what else? What was the other? Oh, and then we said music.
Yes.
Music is a really, really, really great way to get in the zone, like the athletes do. There's lots of different methods that they use, but being in that zone, in that place where you're not really indulging much in thought, you're just kind of being, like a presence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I listen to music. I listen to audiobooks. Like, I will put in Harry Potter, because I have all the books in my audio collection. So I listen because I know the story so well that it just gives me that, like, I don't know,
complacent thought where it's just
you know what's going on, and it kind of activates your imagination.
For sure.
Because you're imagining a little bit of what they're doing,
fantasy, and whatnot, and opening up your mind.
Harry Potter is definitely my zen. Like, that story just puts me right at ease. Or I listen to podcasts, or open up that learning. You can learn better if you're in a different, like, in that zone.
A receptive learning stage, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'll put on a YouTube channel, and I'll learn about conspiracy theories, or, all kinds of different stuff, and I'll have that running, and I'll just sit, and I'll get nice and comfy. I'll put my pillow out.
Comfort is key. Comfort helps you get into the zone.
And I'll just go at it, and I'll draw. Or I'll put on a movie, something that I've seen before, just to have the background noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to tell you, it was funny, right, when we were in between our break, when we were charging the camera, I actually came across this article by Michael Michalko. But basically, it's 12 things that we were not taught in school about creative thinking, and I think that it's really relevant to what we're talking about. The first thing is that we are all creative, that being an artist is not a special person, that, like we were talking about, everybody has their modalities, everybody has something that they can indulge in that they're good at. I mean, like, I make jewelry, there's 1,001 things that you could do that's creative. Even being a motivator, being a teacher, being just inspiring, or, you know, just following your passion is basically being creative.
Yeah.
So there's that needs to be
being a
realized.
problem solver. You have to be creative to be a problem solver.
Absolutely. Exactly. That's one of the things actually too. Yeah. So creative thinking, we have to realize too, is also a work. It's a conscious effort that we're putting forth. It's basically, you know, coming up with the new ideas, exactly what you were just saying. It helps us get over challenges and help solve problems because we're putting in that effort to think creatively about things. So it helps us think creatively in other areas of our life. We're applying that practice, if you will. Number 3 was you must go through the motions of being creative. So that kind of goes along with what we were talking about with the prioritization, where your behaviors shows what your values are and what your priorities are. And when we start to like do the things as a practice, they just start to come naturally to us, and it becomes a part of us. Number 4 says that we need to remember that our brains are not computers. They're like computers, but they are not. We thrive off of creative flow. We are able to connect new neural pathways, and we're able to open up different receptors of our brain to be able to do more things when we actually are applying creativity to ourselves. Number 5 is there is no one right answer, and I'm a firm believer in that. This goes along with one of the other videos that me and Emily did, where we were talking about our introduction and how we both ended up kind of at the same conclusions, but with 2 completely different life paths. You know, and even in mathematics, that's a perfect example. There's always more than one way to find an answer.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's life. There's more than one way. You don't have to feel that there is only one. Never stop with your first good idea, because you're on a roll at that point. You know, keep going with some ideas, and it definitely, you know, they bring up. They bring down, write them down definitely, but they bring up Alexander Graham Bell. He patented the telephone, but, you know, he had to do lots of different things. He started with the telegraph, and that wasn't really as good enough, so he kept going, and then the telephone. So, you know, if we keep going, we can improve. Practice makes perfect. I mean, we can always improve on ourselves. We can always do better. And just like how Emily was saying that she kind of leaves these here to like know if she needs more to involve in them, that's a form of going off of her other creative ideas and wanting it to be the best.
Yeah.
Number 7 I really like. It says expect the experts to be negative, which means that basically, you know, as people become specialized in certain areas, they kind of like categorize and box themselves into these, you know, conformities where they think that everybody kind of has to be in a certain way. So know that like you don't have to conform, that art is an expression, and that you are allowed to express yourself, and it's okay to express yourself in whatever way that you feel that you need to.
Go outside the lines.
Go outside the lines, right.
Color on them lines.
In the lines, around the lines, over the lines, under the lines.
Do little swirls all over everything.
Number 8, I'm a big fan of as well. It's trust your instincts. One of my big things that I go by, like a life lesson, is go with your gut.
Yeah.
Our bodies are very intuitive. They tell us lots of things. They give us physical signs and, you know, about what's going on in our psyches and in our thoughts and our minds. So it's important for us to actually take time to sit and listen to our gut instincts. We're usually right. You know, have you ever heard like in high school or some classes where they say the teacher, always go with your first answer because you're probably right? It's like so 99.9% true. Number 9, there's no such thing as failure. You cannot fail. You can do things to improve yourself. Like we said, practice makes perfect, to keep perfecting yourself, but you are not a failure. There is no such thing. Number 10, you do not see things as they are, you see them as you are. What we create in our realities, in our perceptions, like that is our reality. Our thoughts create our reality. So, you know, what you see is what you are, pretty much. That you're building that around yourself. It says interpret your own experiences. All experiences are neutral. They have no meaning. You give them meaning by the way you choose to interpret them. If you were a priest, you see evidence of God everywhere. If you were an atheist, you see the absence of God everywhere. It's whatever you choose to focus on. Number 11, always approach a problem on its own terms. So it says, do not trust your first perspective and don't be too biased towards your way of thinking. So work yourself outside of the box. Try to look at from that third party point of view and kind of see all the options so that you can expand your mind more. Don't just like beeline one way. Remember, there's not always one way to solve a problem.
Yep.
And then number 12, learn to think unconventionally. So thinking outside the box, that kind of goes along with that as well, where it's like you need to kind of step back and you need to learn to open up your mind, expand.